All right, Jeanette, welcome to the show. I'm super excited to have you on the show. Excuse me. I think our audience is going to get so much out of this. You are an absolute rock star in the industry. I have been fortunate enough to know you for, I think, 3 or 4 years now personally, and
Yep.
even more fortunate to do a couple transactions with you. And it's just been a total joy. So thank you so much for being on the show.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Of course. All right. So I always like to start out letting our guests tell us a little bit about who they are as a person as we kind of get into it. So tell us, who's Jeanette Hitchcock as the person, not even just the real estate agent?
Well, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, sister. I have two boys. They are 20 and 14. And just so happens I had 11, 14-year-olds at my house last night.
Oh, wow.
We have like the gathering house. But yeah, aside from real estate, mainly mom and wife.
Awesome. Okay. And boy, mom.
Yep. Thankfully.
Yep. I can see that. I'm a girl dad, and I tell my wife jokingly all the time, I'm like, they're very lucky they came out as girls because they would get spanked a lot otherwise.
Yeah. My boys are out. They're great kids. So
Awesome. Okay. So what first got you into real estate?
So my husband owned mortgage companies. And he always said, you'd be a great real estate agent. No, for years. And then I just decided to just try it. And here I am.
Okay. And how many years ago was that?
This was in 2013.
2013. Okay. All right. So 2013, the market was kind of getting back to normal a little bit. It was certainly still in a recovery mode. Walk us through your journey in real estate a little bit. Like, what did it look like when you first got started? Where did you get started? What areas did you work and such?
Well, it looked terrible when I first started.
Yeah.
I started at Remax Advantage on a team, and that wasn't for me. I wasn't really selling much in the beginning. And then about 6 months in, I switched to the brokerage I'm at now, and things took off. So I just am a single agent, no team. Team's not for me. And I mainly stay in Carroll County. If I occasionally leave the county, it's for someone that I know. But I try to just stay right in Carroll County, and that's what works for me.
So you've just gone super deep, and everybody listening, like, she says she's a solo agent, but let me be clear. In 2021, she closed over $31 million in volume. So she's like a team in one human body. Okay.
Yeah. I who happens to be my husband. He got his license, I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago. I was just getting just inundated. I couldn't keep up, couldn't do it all. So he does, signs and pictures and flyers while I handle, all the contracts, all the paperwork, and all the daily communication with my clients. So
yeah, and I can vouch for that. Working with her, like, everything comes from Jeanette, and I remember it was impressive because I don't know if you do this or not, but I always look up the agent on the other side just to kind of see. And when I first saw it, I was like, God, she's killing it over there. I'm just curious. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I'm always curious.
We all do it.
Yeah. Right. For sure. Well, part of it is like, do I have to carry this transaction, or is the person on the other side, do they know what they're doing? Right.
Yep.
Okay.
I do it. Yep.
So tell us about your life before real estate.
Well, I bartended forever. I started when I was like 20. And I actually bartended right up until I got my license. And it just, I think with, getting to know people and knowing how to talk to people. I actually loved it. If I didn't if I didn't get my real estate license, I'd probably still be bartending because I really liked it. But yeah, that's what I did before. Just, work days because I had the boys and made decent money, but it was just something that was convenient and I was good at it. So.
Okay. Awesome. What is it about real estate that you love or keeps you going?
I just love, meeting new people. I love seeing the houses. I love marketing the houses. I don't know. I mean, I wake up every morning, I want to work. So, and I do have believe it or not, I have a lot of free time, which I take full advantage of.
Yeah. Awesome. So, and let's break it down for the audience a little bit. So $31 million, but it's not like you're selling $2 million homes for every house, right? I mean, you're selling a lot of homes in addition to that. How many homes did you sell last year?
Ooh, you might have to have that number. I don't know. I think it was 70 something.
I can tell you. I can tell 75.
Yeah.
75 houses.
Median price point in Carroll County is, it was like 350, 375. So yeah. A lot. Yep.
Yeah. Your average sales price, because you're an overachiever, you were 402,000 was your average sales price last year. Yeah. And also, everybody, granted, the market has been great, but she's also a great agent. 103% of list price to sold price is what you did. So you were working overtime for your clients.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah.
What frustrates you about our industry?
Oh, I'll tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than a messy contract. I can't, sorry. 1, 2, 3. My phone was ringing. I hate a messy contract. I mean, I just feel like there just needs to be more classes on how to write a contract. I mean, you wouldn't believe the stuff that comes through my email, and then I'm fixing babysitting, and it's definitely a problem.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the training in general. I mean, our barrier to entry is pretty low, right? 60 hours, and then you can go help somebody sell their house or buy a house. Yep.
Right. Really, it's more about getting out there and learning, about the houses and about the contracts, stuff real estate school does not teach you
for
at
sure.
all.
Yeah. I always tell people that the real estate classes are just to help keep you out of real estate jail. And then people go, there's real estate jail. And I said, no, there's not really real estate jail, but
yeah, that's true. For sure. You got to just get out there,
Yeah, for sure. So when you were getting started early on, was there a mentor or did you just get out there and trial by fire?
I did have a couple mentors. Once I moved to Remax Solutions, I had an agent that kind of guided me through my first 3 or 4 transactions. And after that, I mean, my broker is one of my closest friends. He is always available for anything that I ever need. And we all still have questions every day, Mm-hmm. And so he's always just been my go-to guy. And, but yeah, I mean, I definitely had someone next to me, doing inspections, helping me write the contract, showing me what to do with forms and, all stuff that, again, you're not taught in real estate school.
For sure. No, I totally understand that. Well, I mean, I think we've established pretty well that you're a badass and certainly top 1%, right? Individual producer. What do you think drives your success?
People always say that I'm responsive. I mean, I don't like to hold people off. I know I went to Disney with my younger son at the end of May, and I got a couple calls. And while I was at Disney and, I didn't know the numbers, I answered. And, when I did schedule the appointment to go meet with them, they were like, you answered your phone while you were in Disney World. And I'm like, sometimes it's just part of the job. I mean, I missed phone calls or missed opportunities. So.
Okay. So always taking advantage of every opportunity. Has that ever had a negative impact family wise?
I don't let it. If, it gets to be too late or whatever, and I can just respond the next day, I do. But if it's just a quick text back and, it's the biggest decision of financial decision of someone's life, buying and selling. So, if they need me, I just make myself as available as I can.
Awesome. How do you, what's your silver bullet, or is there a silver bullet? How do you find 75 people that want to work with you in 1 year?
And honestly, I don't, no leads, no Zillow, no Realtor, absolutely no lead systems at all. I work off of referrals, and, honestly, social media is huge for me. I just got to the point where, if you're consistent with it and, you stay in people's spaces, I'm the first person that comes to their mind when they want to buy or sell and they reach out. I mean, I'm selling people's houses, parents of people I went to high school with that I haven't talked to in 25 years, because they see me on social media. So,
right. And know that you're killing it. And again, I mean, you've gone super, super deep in a very specific geographical area. I mean, I'm in Annapolis and we've done deals together out in your area. So clearly I'm a little bit different because my business is primarily Sphere, and it sounds like kind of the same for you. Do you have some sort of system that you use? Do you have any tools that you use to make sure that you kind of consistently talk to people? Or has this just been a matter of really, it sounds like people being drawn to you?
I just do it. No, I don't have any systems like that. I mean, I like to send out, handwritten cards here and there, or, pop by with a candle or, something to that effect. I like the pop bys a lot. So I'll put together, a little package, cheap, cute, whatever. But no, it's all me.
Those pop bys, are those for like past clients, like that you've just helped buy or sell, or
Yeah.
I'm sure that goes a long way.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, I would say I do like 7% listings. So, the pop buys are not even that many. I can make them like really nice pop buys because it's not that many buyers. I do mainly sellers. So,
right. Yep.
Yeah.
And those sellers primarily are come list to me's, if you would, like they're calling you, they're responding to social media, they're seeing, because you do a great job with your marketing for sure. Like I think I comment on almost every house that you post that this is coming or that's coming, because like they're beautiful. They have, and also, I mean, your setting is beautiful out in the county that you're in. I mean, you've got all this green and these big sprawling homes. I mean, I certainly love watching when you've got a new video going through, but you don't do even anything like crazy. It's not like you have a videographer that's like walking through with you and you're touring the house. It's just, you keep it simple, right? Keep it simple, stupid. And people respond.
That's what works. I mean, I find if I take a picture of some pretty tile in a bathroom or something and I post that, I get more responses than I do from like a 1-minute video where people have to sit down and watch it. I'm not post a video, I've done them. But I don't know. I get more responses when it's just something stupid and simple.
Okay.
And it works.
What tools do you use in your business? Do you have CRM, any other kind of like time management tools? I mean, because you said that you're doing that many deals, but that you also have quite a bit of free time.
I mean, I do have a website and it does, capture people. Honestly, I don't utilize it that much because I get so many people off of social media. When you Google me, agent in Carroll County, I'm definitely going to pop up. They're going to go on Zillow. They're going to read reviews. I definitely get a lot of random calls from people just reading reviews off of Zillow. As far as, having a good amount of free time, it's because I'm a listing agent. So,
Right.
While it's a lot of like on the phone, email, text, whatever, I'm not really running around too much, showing houses because I mainly do listings. That's just kind of my forte at this point.
Right. And speaking of listings, we're going into a shifting market. We're in a shifting market, right? I mean, yesterday interest rates hit 6.3 nationally as an average, which is high. And I did a post, actually, funny enough, yesterday, and I had so many people say, "Oh, that's nothing. When I bought my house in the 80s, it was 13%." And I said, and so I did another like response. Do you know what the median sales price was in the 1980s?
Who knows, 75,000 or something.
$42,700.
Yeah.
It's now $450,000.
Yeah. When you're talking about a 2% rate hike on an $800,000 house, the buying power is definitely decreased recently.
That's over $1,000 a month, $12,000 a year.
Yep.
On 800,000. It's actually closer to 2,000 a month, because on our median sales price in Anne Arundel County at 450, the difference between 3.25 and 6.25 is about $700, just principal, interest, tax, and insurance.
Right. I know.
Yeah.
Great.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. What drives you? I mean, that's a lot of business, right? Like what drives you and it sounds like you're not working crazy hard, but what drives you to keep increasing your business? Because you didn't start out of the gate at 75 transactions a year.
No. I just take pride in getting things to the finish line. I mean, I just, getting to settlement day, especially after a difficult one, there's just like a rush about it. I don't know. We're a quote one income family at this point, but very comfortably living. So, it's not just money. I mean, it's about, again, meeting all these new people, seeing all these houses, and, getting it to the finish line.
It sounds like you're a big relationship person.
Yes, definitely.
Would you say that once somebody works with you, that like they're in the fold, they're pretty much part of your family at that point? You stay in contact pretty well?
Oh yeah. I've made so many friends over the years that just I randomly met or was referred to. And then they want me to sell their mom's house and their dad's house and their sister's house. And I mean, I definitely have formed a lot of relationships, personal ones, even after the sale ends.
Yeah. Probably a skill that you already referenced, but you built a lot early on, bartending.
Yeah. I mean, you got to put on a happy face and talk to everybody every day.
That's right. Yeah. I used to do it. I mean, it's funny. People joke all the time and they're like, oh, all the bartenders and servers are going to be, real estate agents or mortgage brokers now, but it really does poise you from the relationship standpoint of, I think, really servicing needs and being there for people. And the same thing, responsive, right? I mean, I get a lot of conversations with some agents. They go, oh, 5 o'clock, I turn my phone off. And I go, and I get that. Yet, I guess kind of something built inside of me. Like, I'm used to working, 12-hour shifts. So, and to be able to do it from home and from my text, no big deal, right? Yeah.
Right.
Or even an
right.
email.
Yeah. No. I always say, if I'm awake, I'm likely to respond.
Yeah.
I think it's
like that. If
important.
I'm awake, I'm likely to respond. Awesome.
Yeah.
What's the biggest challenge that you have in your business?
Probably when I go on vacation, it's hard to have someone to cover for me. Because everything's so personal with my people. So that's probably the biggest challenge is when I do want to take a break, because it's just me and my husband and we're likely on vacation together. I still have to be kind of on.
Sure. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And what are some things that maybe you do outside of just work, but like personal development, any growth, any secrets you have there to kind of keep your spirit so high?
I mean, we put a pool in a couple of years ago. I love to just, lay down there and read a book when I can. I like to go to the gym. I take myself out to lunch frequently. Like I go to restaurants by myself, and there's a reason why I'm by myself. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I like that time by myself. I like to, get my hair done, get my nails done. I mean, I definitely set aside time to do stuff, and with my kids too, with my family. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Where do you see your business going? What kind of vision do you have for your business as it continues to move forward?
Honestly, I get that question. I'm just happy trucking along where I am. I mean, if I can stay steady at, and I don't even have to do, volume that I do. If I can just stay steady where I am, I mean, I'm pretty happy for now. I'm not looking to make any major changes at all, even in the future.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I can understand that. Contentment is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's shift gears a little bit. The market, right? Let's bring some value to our listeners. What are you seeing in the market this year?
It's been so volatile, I guess, if that's a good word. It's been almost impossible to get a contingency accepted if you have a house to sell. I really hope that will change because, these people are feeling very defeated. My dog is coming in my office. It changes every day. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I put a house on the market. And it was a high priced house. I got 5 offers on it in 3 days. And then, I put another house in the same neighborhood on the market 2 weeks later, and I'm not getting the traffic and the offers that I got. So, I mean, it's a little rough out there.
Yeah, I think we're certainly starting to see it, at least here in Anne Arundel County. We're definitely seeing that, houses are still selling, but they're taking longer. And unless it's just an incredibly crazy hot house in a neighborhood that like everybody wants to be in, which that's always right. And but what we're seeing, and are you seeing it out in your market? What we're seeing is agents that aren't really following the market or paying attention are kind of letting the sellers drive that pricing conversation, and you're starting to see some kind of artificial price reductions. And I'm starting to get some people say, "Oh, I'm going to wait and let the prices come down because I hear they're coming down." And I'm like, it's kind of an artificial coming down. It's not really coming down because they're coming down.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Are you guys seeing that as well?
Yeah, I'm definitely seeing some price reductions. And honestly, it depends on the price range, but I'm definitely seeing some of that happening for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're saying that mortgage applications are down 40%. So buyers actually have a little bit, I mean, the ball's not in their court, but it's starting to level out a little bit, I feel like, for the buyers.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I've got buyers that are like, we don't like what's going on right now. We're going to wait a little bit. Then I've got other buyers that are like, we want to take advantage of, we're seeing some price reductions. So let's get back out there. They're not happy with the rates, but it is what it is at this point, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you can afford, you can always hope that they go back down, which I think that they ultimately will. I mean, I don't have a crystal ball that works all the time, but most of the time it works by just kind of tracking historical data. They should go back down. And when they'll go back down, who knows? Inflation is pretty crazy right now. I went to the pump the other day and spent $150 just to fill up my gas tank, which I went, oh, wow, that's crazy. Because if I do that once a week, I'm paying more than my car payment for gas. Crazy.
And groceries are up too. Things are definitely inflated. So these people are feeling, if they're trying to buy a house, but then they got to pay for gas and pay for groceries, and everything's so high right now. They're feeling that pain. Yeah.
For any buyers that are out there that are like on the fence, what advice would you have for them?
I just tell my buyers, I'm like, if you need to buy a house right now, then you need to just do it. But, be smart about the price range. If you're qualified for, 600, maybe take it down to 450. And then, if you have a higher rate, watch the rates and then refinance when you can. I mean, that's kind of the best advice that I can give them right now, because we don't know what's happening daily.
Right. Right. Yeah. I always like to say to a buyer, go, listen, if you talk to somebody that's 80 years old right now and you get in the car and you drove down the road in their neighborhood that they grew up, I don't think there's any house or building that you could point to and they would say, I'm really glad I never bought that one.
You're 100%. Yes.
Right. I mean, prices are gonna continue to increase.
Right.
It's gonna slow, right? I mean, it's got to slow. Thank goodness
Right.
it's slowing. I don't know how much longer we could have handled 18+% appreciation year over year. I mean, buyers were getting killed, and you're right. Even sellers, they got to buy something, they got to move somewhere, but they can't. It was getting crazy. Were you feeling? How did you feel being a predominant listing agent? Like, how did you manage the expectations? And because you seem like a very fair person, like a win-win person, how did you kind of try to manage expectations for your sellers along that line of like, yes, you can take advantage, but also we kind of have to be fair?
So I always just advise them to list where you should be listed and let the market do its job. And it always did. Obviously depending on the condition of the house and the area and the buyer pool and all of that stuff. But and I can't say I forced them, but I made these people list where it needed to be fairly list, and then let the market do its job. And they all listen.
Awesome. Well, why wouldn't they? You're killing it over there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I think for me in this podcast, our goal is to be able to really give some people some tips and some insights. And I think, I like to say often that our business is super simple, but it's not easy. Right. And what I mean by that is like the job itself is a simple job. You have to be there and communicate people. The hard part is being consistent. It sounds like you've really gotten the consistency part down, which has really driven your business forward. From last year to the year before, even 2 years before that, like what kind of growth have you been seeing year over year through your trajectory? Well, gosh, we're talking about 9 years now.
Yeah. Almost 9 years. Yep. So I think I actually, 2020 was my biggest year.
Okay.
During what was happening with the world. I want to say I did like 37 million. Yeah. The year before that, I was pretty consistently seeing like a $7 to $10 million jump, like year by year.
Okay.
A couple years were, kind of slow, like 4 to 5 million. And then, I think it was even my third or fourth year, I was up to like 10, 12 million. And I just kind of set realistic goals for myself. And, I wasn't upset that in 2021, I sold 31 million because that's a lot of volume. So, I just try to be realistic, with my goals, but, last year I actually went down a little in sales. So
yeah,
we'll see.
All right. Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being on our show and sharing with us who you are and what it is that you do to kind of drive your business. I hope that we get to do many, many more deals together because I love working with you. And I hope that everybody listening takes a chapter out of your book and just like know your business, write a nice offer and be responsive. Because I tell you, the responsiveness is a challenge. Yeah.
Because you write a crappy offer that's a good offer, your offer might not get chosen over a less crappy or less crappy written offer. And that's just a fact. But yeah, I hope we get to work together again too. You're one of my favorites.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time so much. Thank you so much. And we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, sounds good.